Welcome to 12 stages in 12 days. This is very ambitious of me, of you, and the impact you'll have on your life and other people's lives. But I think it's time for that, don't you? The 12 stages of healing, and now 12 stages of healing and extraordinary impact, started with a book I wrote 25 years ago. Since then, the theory, the model, and the actual somato-respiratory integration exercises, SRI exercises, somato for body, respiratory for breathing, integration of the focus, tension, and breath, energy, movement in your physical body, and now also in the body in the field, because we're finding we're all connected in the field. That's the space between us. These exercises have actually been done on all 7 continents, with at least hundreds of thousands of people. I'm now bringing to you today Stage 1. A simple introduction to Stage 1, why it's so important, and actually how to do an exercise that connects you there. Please understand that everything is information. Our body is information. I'm communicating information. Your car is information, your house, your business, everything in the real world is information. Information without energy falls apart, whether it be your relationship, your business, your body. Without enough energy, the information collapses. I take a match and I light it to a piece of wood. The wood is information. The energy comes out of the wood. As it burns, it goes into the room. As energy comes out of the wood, the information called wood doesn't exist, it becomes ash. Each of these stages involves increasing a greater amount of available energy to have greater bandwidth of information. At lower levels of energy, our thoughts, our feelings, experience is about suffering. It's helpless. We feel life is happening to us. With a little bit more information, energy, we may get angry. We may get frustrated. A little bit more energy, we take our power back. We have courage. Even more, we have curiosity. We have tenacity. We resolve things, and actually, with enough information and energy together, we can finally experience the world beyond the form, the spiritual realm. And with even more, we give so much back to the world. We have a biochemical reward. It's called love. It's called rapture. Different stages involve different aspects of that. So we start today with Stage 1. What is Stage 1 about? It's feeling the illusion of separateness. It's feeling alone. It's feeling disconnected. It feels like nothing works. It's feeling like it's never going to end. It's feeling powerless. This is the experience energetically. There's no real thoughts about things. There's just deer in the headlight. There's not enough energy to actually run the mind. Well, what do? We have to be with it. We all want to avoid suffering. I could promise you, you probably suck at suffering. You probably go in for a long time suffering and do everything not to be there. Of course. Well, I'm suffering. Well, maybe it will work out. Maybe it's because of this. I've been diagnosed with that. The magic of all of this is pure awareness. When you become aware of the energy and what you're really experiencing without a story, without the hunger to change it, without it being something else, just as an energy, suddenly the suffering shifts and we move on. We do everything to avoid that. I was on television one day and a woman called in and she said, I lost use of my legs. I have multiple sclerosis. I'm useless in my arms. My son committed suicide. My husband left. And now I'm going to lose my apartment. I said, are you helpless? She says, never. I said, no one can help you. Because helplessness is an experience that activates different biochemicals, and it's the ultimate thing that humbles us. And from suffering, instead of taking years, you can take just a few moments with this specific exercise to be with it. We put our hands like this, one on top of the other, keeping the thumbs down. The first place we put is up here, not the throat, not the heart, up here. Our elbows are out. We breathe in the nose and out the mouth. As we breathe in, we expand our chest all the way out as far as we can, a little bit more. And we breathe out the mouth. We bring the movement of our hands, our chest, all the way back to our spine. Let's do this together. First, be aware of the breath. And the movement, expand it more. Be aware of the breath and the movement. Now, as you let go and out, let the hands go back towards the spine. Slowly. Allow it to rock all the way back. As you breathe in again and out, as you're breathing on the way out, you're going to find a place of peace. What does it mean? It's a zone where the parasympathetic nervous system kicks in, the vegetative system, the ability to check in with yourself. That's part of the nervous system. It improves the immune system. It improves the ability to chill out, a digestive system. It improves our calm interactions. So let's find it. And out. Right there. We learn to focus on the peace no matter what the stress is. When you focus on two things at a time, breath and energy, or breath, energy, movement, any two of those at once, you have to use the higher part of the brain. The higher part of the brain fuels the body. And at that time, you have enough energy to reorganize effortlessly. Let's go to position number 2 where the diaphragm is. At this part, under the ribs. And scoop up a bit. Breathe in your nose, out your mouth, expand that. Oh, wow. This wasn't as connected. I can't move it as much. The breath doesn't go as much here. I can't feel the energy. This area is easier. We want to see contrast. We learn and heal through contrast. Hopefully the contrast doesn't have to be massive pain. Instead, if we find the contrast in how we experience our body, we no longer have to have the massive contrast in the outside world showing us what's real. So we go like this here, and I say, statement, sometimes it seems so disconnected. Not feels, seems, because I'm telling myself it's an illusion. Sometimes it seems so disconnected. Wow. By admitting it, somehow I was able to connect much. How much time in our life is spent trying to show we're perfect, we're connected, when we're not. Just admit it. Oh, it stops here. Up here, the breath energy went all the way back. So let's make the next statement. Sometimes it seems like nothing works. Wow. How much of energy is trying to show it's working when it's not admitting? If you can't admit it's not working, you can't develop immunity. You can't find a change in your business, your life. And that part of your life suffers because in these areas of our body and the space and the field around us, there's a connection to our relationship, a connection to our business, our physiology. I've seen people with all types of disease, all types of life situations, and when they connect it there, there's enough energy to start resolving or making changes in their life. Extraordinary. And the third thing, if it's still not connected, first, sometimes it seems so disconnected. The second thing after that is something seems like nothing works. Sometimes I seem so helpless. We don't want to admit that. Sometimes I seem so helpless. Wow, and I could breathe all the way into here. And the last statement to make, if it persists, is sometimes it seems like it's never going to end, because suffering happens, you believe we're stuck in time and it's going to continue forever. Go to the third spot, over the belly button. It doesn't mean if it's in here or out here. But this third spot is important also. This is our power center. The second spot is the diaphragm. When we get stressed, we'll have post-traumatic stress disorder, which is very often post-traumatic growth disorder because not enough energy to organize. Very often the diaphragm freezes. We go into that pattern and we don't breathe enough. This area doesn't get enough breath. The ribs don't move. And we mind screw over and over. And we experience thoughts rather than the energy necessary. Thoughts bind energy. Energy and information liberates. The third spot is here we do the same thing. In the nose, out the mouth. Find the peace. Which area is most connected? This is most connected here. This is okay. It's better than it was before. This is pretty good here. This is the key. You find what works. Never go to fix what doesn't work in life. It doesn't work because your energetic strategy doesn't work. Go where the energy is. So I go where the energy is, information. I find this, and I go. Sometimes it seems so disconnected. Sometimes it seems like nothing works. Sometimes it seems like it's never going to end. And I acknowledge those things with ease. And it's almost funny. I come back in, I find a place of peace. And hang out there with a few breaths with the place of peace. And then go to a place that is least connected. So I go right here. And suddenly, the brain is finding where the energy is. It's finding where the peace is. And the peace goes into the stress. No matter what's going on in your life, no matter what's happening, this will happen. You can find peace and bring it into distress. In the center of the greatest pain, when you find a connection, it actually is joy for a moment, because with energy liberation, there is joy. This is an exercise to do every single day. You start finding greater nuances. Some people have to focus on breath first. Some people have to focus on energy first, some movement. Play with it. See what works first. Go to the area that's disconnected. Be aware of it. Don't try to change it. Go to the areas most connection and bring peace into it, because pure awareness changes that where the darkness is. We are light. We're made of light. We generate light. We eat light. We transmit light. Bring light to where it's not. And then in that moment, focus on others. And somehow, some way, the space between us, they're blessed too.